Gobble, 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 everybody. Pete here at Spawn Fly Fish. We are into the week of Thanksgiving. So it's only apropos that we maybe tie something with a little turkey today. So as you can see, nice little bright bead here in the vise. And thinking of a little variant here on the blowtorch. So today, grab your stuff and let's have some fun and tie a turkey torch. So before we get too far in the vise, we got the Ahrex FW555 size 10 bead, Spawn slotted tungsten football bead, 5.5 millimeter fluorescent pink, and then I've got 8 wraps of 0.015 lead-free wire just to hold that bead in place. Let me get some thread started here, and just got some 6/0 Camel. 140 would work, brown would work, tan would work, whatever floats your boat, that's the thread you should be using. So let me just get some wraps on these weighted wires and secure those so that our bead doesn't move on us. So Devin Olsen is the originator of the blowtorch, and at this point I'm sure even if you are very new to fly tying, you've seen the blowtorch in one form or another. And so great pattern, amazing searching bug. And it tie it heavy, gets down quickly, bounces on the bottom, catches fish. Tie it light, throw it tight to those really tough to get in spots, catches fish. So there's a common theme here. This bug catches fish. So there's something to be learned there. So this is Glow Brite. It's a floss, and we carry it in every color here at Spawn. But this one is specifically number 1, which is their fluorescent fuchsia. And just gonna really get that snug down. You see as far as how difficult that was. And this is absolutely enough to tie another fly if you're so inclined, right? But 4 strands is what I started with there. If you go smaller, you can use a little less, go 3 strands, whatever. And pretty cool stuff. Very bright, very reflective, and it's kind of what we want. So when you see this tied in and chopped and cut, it's not a big tail, and then it's a hot spot, right? Great, there's your torch effect. And then a lot of times you'll see a hot spot in the front with either a bright thread or something like that. But the key to this is not going super long. So it's just that little tag. This is a tag-ish fly. We'll get into that another time. So that's it. There's our little boom, come eat me, right? Stay on that flat top portion of the shank. You won't have any issues tying this bug or anything similar to this bug. Great. Here we've got some gold wire in the size small from Ultra Wire. If you're using uni soft wire, I'd bump that size up one, but it's your fly. Make it yours. Embrace it. All right, I'm already digging this. So showed you that turkey earlier. That turkey, not this turkey, this turkey. And so just cut a section out there off the quill, and this is what you're going to be left with, right? So this is very similar now at this point to if we were tying like a pheasant tail, except this is not. Just keeping that in mind. This time of year, you do tend to see quite a few turkey versions of the pheasant tail, and I'm a fan. It catches fish. I've played with it quite a bit. Very successful bug. However, I wanted to give you guys something a little different. So here we have the turkey torch instead. All right, so at this point, I'm going to grab this nice big chunk of turkey and start wrapping that forward. And if you notice, like I, cut a pretty healthy chunk of fibers out here. But again, this is a little bit longer shank than what you see this typically tied on. And so I needed a little more oomph. And you don't always have to look for the longer fibers. Sometimes just grabbing more fibers, that width is still going to eat up some of that shank space as you wrap. So don't have the longest fibers in the world. No need to fret. grab a wider section. There you go. Didn't think you'd learn something today, did you? Haha. All right, so now I've got this wire. I do want to counter wrap, which is simply going the opposite direction of your previous material. And so keeping in mind evenly spaced as we move forward here. A little shimmy on that wire too, and it doesn't grab as many of the fibers and squish everything down. However, this is turkey, right? It's not like we're playing with CDC or anything really big fiber. So it's minimal, excuse me, in its effect. But that's what we're going for there. Counter wrap. Gotta love it. Trim that wire out, and we're pretty close to 60% done. And I know some of you like, the shorter videos. Some of you like the longer ones. I don't know. All I can tell you is it's gonna, they all come into play at some point. All right, so this is something we don't offer for sale here at Spawn, and there aren't very many things we don't offer. In order to get this, you're gonna have to find somebody who's into turkey hunting or raises turkeys or whatever it might be. This is a feather from the neck / shoulder area of a turkey. You see how cute that feather is? But if you look at these tippy tips here, just got a hint of that iridescence on it, much like a pheasant, especially a pheasant rooster would have. And so I've, typical Pete, I can't just do anything really simple. So here we've got that same feather, that shoulder feather, but I've trimmed off what will be that leading edge so that as I wrap this, my trailing edge will release its fibers, and this in essence will then become our collar. And that's a long explanation for tying your feather. There. A little bit of cleanliness to deal with here on that quill portion, and boom. All right, so now all we need is a little bit of a thorax there and some attractive sort of dubbing or whatever material you feel like putting in there. And I see a little bit of that. There we go. Ta-da. Found you. Something a little attractive. And so this is an excuse to show you a new product we have coming out on Friday. Will be its release or launch. And some of you have played with this already. We sent you a sample of Unreal Spawn Dub. This is Unreal Dub in the color Nurple. And I think it's going to go very well with the pink in the back and the pink in the front. Just a little dabble do ya. I'm just going to get this twisted onto my thread here. So this is in true verbiage, a dubbing noodle. Not doing a loop today. I know, it's a shocker. No loop. All right, so at this point, let's just get this started. I'm gonna wrap back a few wraps and then simply come forward. Fill in all that thoracic area, like so. Now that it's full, pull my feather back. I want that thread in front of my feather. And now we let the feather do its magic. Oh, it's magic. And 2 wraps will do ya. Make a clean space there between the fibers and the quill, like that. So essentially you have, yes, it's a blowtorch. However, if you were to break it down, it is an attractor fly that has some hackle movement in the front, much like a soft hackle, a little bit of flash without being, oh, I can't see any body. This is an amazing fly. Devin Olsen, what an amazing, amazing fly tire. Very creative guy. Big fan. So there you go. I don't talk about specific fly tires too much when I'm on device, but there are a lot of amazing tires out there, and you can learn something from them. So even if you have to watch, like a video on mute sometimes, whatever it might be, just being in it, being around it, there's always one little thing you can pick up. And if you keep that in mind, man, the world is your oyster, at least the fly tying world. All right. Well, primming and primping and all that good stuff. And there's our finished fly. I do have some head cement here, so I'd like to give this thread a little kiss of cement, and then time to go fishing. So keep in mind, you know, no hard fast rules here. Well, we're trying to just kind of have fun. We all have something in common. Unless we kind of like catching fish. And then we have something more in common. So we like tying our own flies to go catch those fish. Let's just call that good. Oh, must be a family, right? There we go. The turkey torch, inspired by the infamous Devin Olsen. And there you have it. Hope you guys get to go fishing on Thanksgiving. If you do, you should tie a couple of these. Hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, by all means, hit that like, hit that subscribe button. Have yourselves a fantastic Thanksgiving, and we will see you all on the water.